Hello, students. Today we will be discussing a very important chapter in our biology syllabus, human reproduction. Now, I know it's a chapter that brings up a lot of questions, and our goal today is to understand the science behind it in a clear and simple way.
So, let's begin with something we all experience. As we grow, especially during our teenage years, our bodies start to change. Have you ever wondered what exactly is happening? Well, today we're going to explore the science behind this incredible journey.
This period of change, which prepares our bodies for the future, is a completely natural phase called adolescence. You can think of it as a journey from childhood to adulthood.
Now, within adolescence, there's a specific time when these changes really start to happen. This is known as puberty. It's when our reproductive tissues begin to mature. It's very important to remember that puberty starts at different times for everyone, so your journey will be unique to you.
Okay, so what kind of changes are we talking about? Well, some changes are common for both boys and girls. For example, you'll notice thicker hair growing in the armpits and genital area. The skin can also become more oily, which is why some of us get pimples. These are all normal signs that your body is developing.
Girls also experience a few specific changes. Breast size starts to increase, and another very important sign of maturation is the beginning of menstruation.
And similarly, boys go through their own unique set of changes. You might notice thick hair starting to grow on the face, and the voice begins to crack as it deepens. These are all just a part of growing up. So the crucial point here is that all these changes of puberty are linked to the development of our reproductive systems. To understand reproduction, we first need to understand these systems.
Okay, let's start by looking at this diagram of the human male reproductive system. We're going to see what the different parts are and what they do.
The main job of this system is to produce the male germ cells, which are called sperms. This happens in the testes. The testes also produce a hormone called testosterone, and it's this hormone that actually causes all those changes in boys during puberty.
All right, now let's move to the female reproductive system and see how it is structured. This system is designed to produce eggs, and if an egg is fertilized, to protect and nourish a new life as it develops.
You see, the ovaries produce the female germ cells, which are called eggs or ova. The ovaries also produce important hormones. And this part here, the uterus, is an amazing, elastic, bag-like structure where a baby can develop.
An important process in the female body is the menstrual cycle. Every month, the uterus prepares itself for a fertilized egg by building up a thick lining. If no fertilization happens, this lining breaks down and is released from the body. This is a very natural and healthy process.
So we've learned about the male and female germ cells. Now the big question is, what happens when these two cells meet? This is where the story of a new life begins. The beginning of a new life follows a clear sequence of steps. First, there's fertilization, which is the fusion of a sperm and an egg. This fertilized egg, now called an embryo, then travels and attaches itself to the wall of the uterus. This is called implantation. From that point on, it begins to grow and develop.
Now, what's really interesting is how this growing embryo gets its food and oxygen. It happens through a special tissue called the placenta. Think of it like a bridge between the mother and the embryo, allowing important things like glucose and oxygen to pass through.
The development of the child inside the mother's body takes about 9 months. During this time, a single cell grows and develops into a fully formed baby. Now, understanding all these processes is the first step. But this knowledge is also key to understanding something very important for all of us, our reproductive health.
So what do we mean by reproductive health? It means being aware, being prepared, and being protected. This is about making responsible and informed choices for our own well-being.
One aspect of health is being aware that certain diseases can be passed from one person to another through sexual contact. These can be bacterial infections, or they can be viral infections. Science has also provided ways to manage and plan for families. These methods, which are used to avoid pregnancy, are known as contraception.
Let's look at this table. It shows there are different types of contraceptive methods. Some create a physical or mechanical barrier. Others use hormones to prevent eggs from being released. There are also devices that can be placed in the uterus. And finally, there are surgical methods. Each works in a different way.
So, as we come to the end of our lesson, let's just reflect for a moment on why this knowledge is so very important.
You see, understanding our body is the first step towards respecting it.
This knowledge empowers us, it gives us awareness, and it helps us to make healthy and responsible choices throughout our lives.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to reflect upon. How does understanding your own biology help you to lead a healthier and more responsible life? Think about it.